The Ring, originally a Japanese film titled Ringu, released in 1998, and its American remake in 2002, directed by Gore Verbinski, serves as a modern horror classic. It introduces the concept of a cursed videotape that leads to the viewer's death 7 days after watching it, effectively intertwining supernatural horror with the technological anxieties of the time. This premise not only provides chills, but also reflects societal fears surrounding the rapid evolution of media and technology, highlighting how these elements could seemingly harbor dark, uncontrollable forces. The cultural impact of The Ring is significant, marking a pivotal moment in horror cinema by popularizing the J-horror Japanese horror genre internationally. It opened the doors for other Japanese horror films to be remade in Hollywood, such as The Grudge and Dark Water, influencing the horror genre by integrating themes of psychological terror and moral consequences rather than relying solely on graphic violence. By doing so, it reshaped Western audiences' perceptions of horror. One real-world application of its cultural impact can be observed in increased interest in academic discussions regarding media influence. The cursed tape acts as a metaphor for the pervasive nature of digital media and its potential to disseminate harmful content, resonating with concerns about the internet's darker corners. Additionally, the film has inspired numerous parodies and references in popular culture, indicating its deep-seated presence and recognition in media discourse. Critics and audiences have often praised The Ring for its atmospheric storytelling and innovative scare tactics, which focus more on building tension and less on gore. The film's success also triggered discussions about the universal appeal of fear triggered by the unknown and unseen, making it a subject of academic inquiry into horror dynamics. However, the film's legacy is not devoid of controversy. Some critics argue that the American remake's success overshadows the original Japanese version, potentially contributing to cultural appropriation rather than appreciation. Moreover, there are alternative viewpoints concerning its portrayal of technology as inherently malevolent, which might overshadow discussions on technology as a tool for positive societal advancement. In essence, The Ring not only defines a particular brand of horror, but also challenges and influences fears in a technology-driven age. Its integration into cultural consciousness extends beyond its narrative, sparking debate and reflection on the evolving nature of media and its psychological impact, a theme that reverberates through subsequent films within the genre and beyond. The heady origins and inspirations from Japan to Hollywood refers to the transnational journey and transformation of the horror narrative that began in Japan and found global fame in Hollywood. The movie The Ring is an adaptation of the 1998 Japanese film Ringu, directed by Hideo Nakata. Both are inspired by Koji Suzuki's novel Ring, which draws from Japanese folklore and urban legends, particularly tales of Onryo, vengeful spirits that return to the realm of the living. This cultural exchange reflects the unique blending of Japanese horror elements with Hollywood filmmaking techniques, creating a cross-cultural phenomenon that significantly impacted horror cinema. The significance of this concept lies in how The Ring transformed international perception of horror films. It introduced Western audiences to the subtler, psychological horror crafted in Japan, emphasizing mood, atmosphere, and suspense over graphic violence. This transition from Japan to Hollywood showcases the universal appeal of certain narrative themes, such as fear of the unknown and the inevitability of fate. By merging these with Western storytelling styles, The Ring not only became a box office success, but also sparked a wave of interest in Asian horror films, leading to numerous remakes and adaptations. One notable example is how the 2002 Hollywood adaptation directed by Gore Verbinski maintained the eerie aesthetics and slow-paced tension of Ringu, yet incorporated a more familiar narrative structure for Western audiences. Another example is the influence this film had on international cinema, leading to the adaptation of other Japanese horror films like Ju-on into The Grudge, further cementing the cross-cultural exchange of horror storytelling techniques. Opinions supporting this idea often highlight the film's ability to transcend cultural barriers and introduce global audiences to different horror paradigms. Critics praise it for offering a refreshing contrast to the then prevailing trend of slasher films in Hollywood. However, Challenges include accusations of cultural appropriation, suggesting a simplifying or misinterpretation of Japanese cultural elements for Western consumption. Some purists argue that the subtleties of the original narrative are lost in translation, pointing out that the psychological depth and cultural context of Ringu are diluted in the Hollywood version. This transference from Japan to Hollywood is influential as it connects different cultural approaches to storytelling, enriching the horror genre. It opens dialogues between diverse cinematic traditions and showcases the enduring impact of folklore and myth in modern storytelling. By doing so, it influences both the production and consumption of horror films worldwide, setting a precedent for future cross-cultural adaptations in cinema. The visual style and cinematic techniques employed in The Ring are crucial to its unsettling atmosphere and enduring impact, serving as a vital component in crafting the film's dark and eerie narrative. This concept refers to the specific aesthetic choices and filmmaking methods used to evoke fear and suspense, such as lighting, color palette, camera angles, and editing. In The Ring, these techniques work in tandem to enhance the storyline and immerse the viewer in a haunting experience that lingers long after the movie ends. The significance of visual style and cinematic techniques in The Ring lies in their ability to transform a simple horror premise into a psychologically disturbing narrative. The film's use of bleak, desaturated colors and dim lighting creates a somber mood, reflecting the ominous and cursed nature of the videotape within the story. This visual bleakness mirrors the emotional desolation of the characters, amplifying the film's tension. One notable example is the use of color filtering to achieve a washed-out look, which director Gore Verbinski and cinematographer Bojan Bazeli used to strip the world of warmth, leaving behind a cold and eerie atmosphere. Another example is the strategic use of sound design, where unsettling noises and the absence of sound effectively heighten the suspense and anxiety, guiding the audience through the chilling narrative. Critics and audiences alike have praised these techniques for their role in making The Ring a standout in the horror genre. The film's methodical pacing and deliberate omission of overt horror tropes allow for a slow-building dread, appreciated by those who favor psychological horror over gore and shock value. However, some argue that the film's reliance on these techniques might detract from character development, as the focus on atmosphere can overshadow the personal journeys of the characters. Additionally, the bleak aesthetic might not appeal to viewers who prefer more dynamic visual storytelling. These cinematic choices are deeply interconnected with the film's dark history and lore. They not only reinforce the narrative's themes of inescapable doom and the pervasive influence of the curse, but also enhance the folklore surrounding the film's production and its place within horror cinema. By weaving these elements into the very fabric of the movie, The Ring successfully elevates its story beyond conventional horror, offering a rich, immersive experience that remains influential in both visual storytelling and genre conventions. The theme of technology and isolation in The Ring serves as a chilling exploration of how modern advancements can lead to profound disconnection and danger. This concept is centered around the film's infamous cursed videotape, a relic of analog technology. The tape acts as a conduit for the supernatural, highlighting how easily technology can bridge the gap between the mundane and the eerie unknown. In a rapidly advancing digital age, technology is often seen as a tool for connection. However, The Ring subverts this notion by illustrating how it can also isolate individuals, trapping them in a cycle of fear and alienation. The significance of this theme is crucial to understanding the film's dark legacy. It reflects society's growing dependence on technology and the unintended consequences that can accompany such reliance. In The Ring, technology becomes an isolating force, as protagonists find themselves ensnared in a lonesome battle against an unseen enemy, underscoring the vulnerability and solitude fostered by an over-reliance on tech. One poignant example is the protagonist Rachel, who is compelled to unravel the mystery behind the videotape. Her journey is marked by solitude, as she navigates VHS tapes, television screens, and telephones that embody the conduits of terror. Additionally, the videotape itself serves as a symbol of technological dread, a simple cartridge holding devastating power, suggesting how an innocuous artifact can become an isolating entity. Real-world applications of this theme are evident in how the internet and digital media can lead to isolation despite their intent to connect. Social media, while offering connectivity, often results in users feeling more alone, echoing the film's message. Technologies intended for entertainment and communication can backfire, wielding substantial psychological effects similar to those depicted in the film. Opinions in support of this theme often highlight the duality of technology as both a connector and divider. Critics argue that the film captures an essential commentary on society's tech-induced isolation, resonating with modern audiences who experience similar struggles. Challenges and controversies surrounding this theme include the debate over the role of media in perpetuating fear. Some argue that The Ring exaggerates technology's dangers, while others see it as a necessary critique of an over-digitized existence. This theme intricately connects to the overarching narrative of The Ring, influencing its portrayal of fear, isolation, and the supernatural. It underscores the film's message that our tools can become our traps, echoing throughout its haunting storyline and resonating deeply within the dark corridors of history and lore.